Hello, I wanted to take this opportunity to talk you through the professional learning offer from the EAS to support the realisation of Curriculum for Wales. My name is James Kent. I'm the Assistant Director and I have responsibility for all aspects of curriculum support across the service. So in the first instance, I just wanted to talk you through some of the programmes, not just in terms of what's on offer, but also how do I access the offer as it currently stands. So I've prepared this table, and the table is available for you on this page. All the links are fully navigable, so if you click on them, that'll take you to the information that you need. So if we start at the top here, at the top left-hand corner, we have the cross-regional professional learning programme for head teachers and senior leaders. And as it says in the purpose box here, the idea is to ensure that there is a comprehensive introduction to all of the key considerations set out in the Curriculum for Wales Journey to 2022 document, which has been co-constructed by ourselves, Estyn and Welsh Government, and it's going to be updated in the middle of September of 2021. And what we've tried to do is map the programme to the key aspects of what those expectations are, and to provide senior leaders with the toolkit and the resources that they need to really help to integrate and develop the Curriculum for Wales in their settings. So that's designed for head teachers and senior leaders. And to gain access to that, you simply need to click on the links on the slide here. So all of the professional learning and development, certainly through the autumn term, is going to be virtual through Teams. So to access the Teams page, you simply click on the top link. To find out when the dates of the sessions are, you can click on the calendar here, and also there's a programme flyer with an outline on the link that's been provided there. Now, the other thing that we're also trying to do is make the offer as flexible as possible, so you can access the time that best suits you. So if you want to find any of the recordings from the Senior Leader Programme, you'll find them here at this link, which is our Supporting Our Schools site, where all of that virtual professional learning has been captured. If we then move into the second programme here, this is our professional learning programme for middle leaders and teachers, very similar in structure and organisation to the senior programme, but again, it's been pitched at a level that is suitable to support our middle leaders and our teachers in terms of understanding the curriculum framework and to develop those really important curriculum design skills and make those important links between curriculum and pedagogy. So as I mentioned, that's for middle leaders and teachers. And again, there is a series of links here. There's a link to the Teams page. There's a link to the professional learning calendar where those dates have been set out for you. And there's also a link to the programme flyer on the slide. And if you click on that, there are actually direct links to the programmes. We're offering that both morning, afternoon and twilight sessions to make it as easily accessible as possible. And once again, all of those sessions will be captured and recorded and are available at the link. We then have a Curriculum for Wales, what we're calling a Task Informational Development Group. This is where we're going to start to take and share the emerging approaches that schools are taking towards developing their curriculum journey, very much focused on the process of curriculum development. All schools are welcome to that group. We're going to start to curate and to share that information via a website, which we'll make available to everybody. If you want to be part of that group, we'd very much like you to sign up. The Teams page is here. Now, in this instance, whilst the sessions won't be recorded because they'll be developmental and there'll be a lot of discussion and sharing, what we will do is we'll make sure that all of that is captured and put onto our website for supporting that aspect of our work. Second slide here, just wanted to talk you through these four aspects. Top one here is our secondary curriculum design group. Now, the purpose of this is to provide secondary senior leaders with a network to share approaches that take into particular consideration some of the constraints and challenges that exist within the secondary sector in terms of things that we know around timetabling and so on, and think about how we can perhaps work together to overcome some of those challenges and think differently about curriculum design and aspects and approaches that can be supportive of the aims of the reforms. So that's for secondary senior leaders with a curriculum responsibility, or those with a timetabling responsibility, really to come together to share and to start thinking about what the curriculum for Wales looks like in our contexts. Now, to access that support and development, we've developed a Teams page here. The dates for this year's meetings and sessions have been set up there, and we'll be recording all of those and putting the key inputs onto the Teams page as well for those who aren't able to attend all the live sessions, so you can do the learning in your own time. We've then got a group here called the AOE Design and Development Group. This is going to be a cross-regional group. Now, we don't have all of the details about the development of this group before, but what I can tell you is what we're going to start to do is look at collaborative approaches to developing the curriculum at an area of learning and experience level. And then what we are quite clear about is that schools have the freedom, the autonomy, that subsidiarity in terms of determining the context that they select for learning and the way they develop their curriculum. But what we feel is there's a real opportunity here for schools to work together and consider what we're calling here that conceptual progression. So looking at how pupils progress in some of those areas of learning and thinking about whether we can map that in terms of that conceptual understanding, that conceptual development as set out in the What Matters statements. So those groups are going to be starting to work later on during the autumn term, and that is available for anyone who'd like to attend, but primarily we're pitching out middle leaders and teachers to support that process of longer term curriculum planning within areas of learning and experience. The next group is going to be the Curriculum for Wales group for looking at progression and assessment. I know this is something that it causes a degree of challenge for schools, that move from having a very tightly defined assessment system to one where, once again, you've got greater freedom and autonomy in how you develop your approaches to assessment. And I know that one of the things that has been a popular request is, can we have a group that's starting to look at some of those approaches that schools are taking? Again, showing the process, thinking about how we move forward with looking at aspects of progression assessment in the new curriculum. So that group is going to be looking at all of those issues and starting to share practice and starting to think about how we can develop that approach across schools. Once again, very much looking forward to inviting you to that. Now, in the first instance, we think that would be for our strategic leads in the school, so those on the senior leadership team. We're going to do that work. We're going to have some expert input into those sessions. So I've spoken to Professor Mick Waters, who's going to provide us with some input around some of that work. But it has to be co-constructed and co-led, this group, with our schools. Once again, the key inputs from that and any of the literature and any of the information that we share will be available to everybody. The final group there then, or groups, are our AOLE and skills networks. So those are the existing networks that we have across the region, many of them led by our curriculum teams. And again, the idea here will be to make sure that you've got access to the professional learning you need and are also able to share that good practice across the schools, across the region. Primarily, again, the audience for that will be our middle leaders and our teachers. And the list of networks, as there are a number of them across different skill areas and across the different areas of learning, are available from the link that I've put onto the slide there. So I hope that's helpful by way of introduction in terms of the offer. As ever, I'm always more than happy to talk to you about this. If you want to get in contact with me, my email address is james.kent@sewaleseas.org.uk. That's also on the page underneath the video. Diolch.